Thank you. Welcome to the Board of Elections and Registration Board meeting. Today is July 20th, 2023, and we call the meeting to order at 5:00 p.m. Board and staff, if you will, please set your phones to silence so they will not go off. But first, may we have the approval of agenda?
So moved.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Seeing no nays, the agenda is passed. Next is citizen comment.
Madam Chair, we had no citizens turn in any comments or ask to speak at this meeting.
Thank you, Director Kidd. Next is the approval of minutes for June 8th and July 13th monthly board meetings. May I have a motion to approve both minutes?
I'll make a motion that we approve both sets of minutes.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Hearing none, both sets of minutes are passed. Next are felon hearings.
All right. We received 238 felon notifications received from the Secretary of State. We're in the process of reviewing those and sending correspondence to identify voters.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Director Green. Any questions? Hearing none, we'll move forward to office operations report.
Office operations report for today will begin with Mr. Filbert Smith.
On June 22nd, a team from the Secretary of State's office came and performed their voter systems health check on our election equipment. Everything was found to be in good order, and we received a clean bill of health. They checked both our ballot marking devices, ICT tabulators, and the election management system. We are ready for the upcoming municipal election and the 2024 election cycle. We are waiting word from the Secretary of State's office on when they will perform the UPS battery upgrade. These batteries are purported to be more efficient and weigh less than our current batteries. Additionally, we are awaiting word from the Secretary of State's office in conjunction with the Department of Homeland Security on when they will perform a physical site assessment for Douglas County election equipment facilities. This site assessment by the Department of Homeland Security is being conducted in all 159 counties of Georgia in preparation for the 2024 election cycle. And that concludes.
Thank you.
Next up, if there are no questions for Mr. Smith, will be Mr. Malcolm Mbalo.
We have begun redistricting for Villarica in the new voter registration system, Jarvis. We expect to be completed by the end of this month in order to request precinct cards to be mailed out in August to affected voters. While we're doing this process, we are also performing street maintenance, and we're working with our county's GIS department to ensure accuracy and standardization in street lists.
The advanced voting schedule has election for the November municipal election. Our municipal election will be held on November the 7th. Election day time is 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. with early voting starts October the 16th through November the 3rd. It will be at the Douglas County Courthouse for 8700 Hospital Drive. That will be the only location that will be open. Our hours will be Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. We have 2 Saturday voting days, October the 21st and October the 28th, with the times being 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I will mention as well that the voter registration deadline to be able to vote in this year's municipal election will be October the 10th. We will have only, again, one location, I believe. And as a part of this process, we have begun conversations with the courthouse security to ensure voters have access to the courthouse, as we will be operating outside of standard business hours.
Okay. The department will be participating with other county departments and the administration staff this month as the county moves forward in its strategic planning process. We did take part in a meeting with county officials on July the 19th as part of this strategic planning process. The county has a comprehensive 5-year plan, so they call it, so this current plan goes to 2025, and then they will do reassessments each year and add to the county's strategic plan. On August the 10th, senior staff from our department will be meeting with Douglas County Chief of Staff as well as the site coordinators of all of our 7 advanced voting locations that we use during county election cycles, such as the 2024 election cycle. We are fast approaching the 6-month mark before the first election of 2024, and we want to ensure that all of our sites are prepared and equipped with all of the needs for the voters of Douglas County. Information regarding the 2024 election cycle, such as qualifying period, election dates, and our elections calendar will be posted on our website in December after the November 2023 municipal election. This concludes office operations at this point. If there are no questions, we'll close this. Thank you.
I have a couple questions, if I may. On the calendar and the dates for the municipal election, is what you provided us, is that all up on the website now?
Yes.
Okay, so people can find it there. And then the other question I have is about staffing. How are we feeling about staff for the municipal election? Do we have enough people to staff the election? The same question for 2024's election.
The municipal election is an easier election to staff because it's a municipal election. That means we're only operating 14 of our 25 precincts. So we are very confident in the staffing levels for this year. We will begin the recruitment phase for the 2024 election season around September. So we will begin those staffing needs for that March 12th election date in September of this year.
Okay. And people can go on the website and apply.
Under the Human Resources Department, there's a link on our website that will link you back to the Human Resources Department. But under the Douglas County Human Resources Department at celebratedouglascounty.com, if they go to poll worker application, there is an application that they can submit their information. Once they submit their information, a member of my staff will contact them to go over preliminary applications and set up interviews.
Great. Thank you.
Awesome. Any more questions? Okay. So hearing none, thank you all for your updates. Next, we'll have old business.
Old business, we'll begin with Ms. Heather James.
The Douglas County Board of Elections processed over 6,000 held applications that we were unable to process during the migration of the voter registration system. All affected voters have been updated, and precinct cards will be mailed out once received from the Secretary of State's office.
And in August, we will begin training our area managers for the upcoming municipal election.
This concludes old business at this time.
Thank you both. How many area managers are you training? Is it just the 14 or is it less than that?
No, these are our area managers that we have to oversee our precincts. So we have 5 election day and 2 advanced voting.
Okay.
Area managers.
Thank you. Any more questions? Perfect. Next we'll have new business.
New business, I will be reading a letter from our elections director at the Secretary of State's office. Okay. We will soon conduct our NGE and no contact list maintenance mailings for 2023. The NGE mailing will be conducted pursuant to OCGA 21-2-235 For this mailing, confirmation notices will be sent to voters that have been in inactive status for 2 even-year general elections. Once the notices are mailed, voters will be given 30 days to make contact with their county registrar. If they do not respond to the notice within that time frame, then their records will be moved to cancel status. An example of the NGE notice that will be used is attached. I can show you all that if you need it. Our office will mail the NGE notices directly to voters. We are currently targeting the week of July 24th for the mailing. An estimate of the number of notices that will be mailed to voters in your county is attached. Our number of NGE is 2,309. The no contact mailings will be conducted pursuant to OCGA 21-2-234. For this mailing, confirmation notices will be sent to voter records that have not had any contact with the registrar for 5 calendar years. Once notices are mailed, voters will be given 30 days to make contact with their county registrar. If they do not respond to the notice within the time frame, then their records will be moved to inactive status. The no contact notices will be mailed by county offices. Your county offices will be responsible for paying postage. We are currently targeting the week of July 31st. The estimate of the number of notices that will be mailed to voters in your county is attached. These notices will be printed, packaged, and mailed to your county registrar's office from our print vendor for your offices to mail to voters. In the next 2 weeks, our office will provide webinar training and processing on return notices and Jarvis. And our total number of no contact notices that will be going out is 2,617. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Any questions?
Got a question for you. Wanted to clarify, the no contact notices was the 5 years of
Yes.
responses, and the NGE was for the 2 consecutive elections. Is that correct?
Yes, 2 consecutive even-year general elections.
Even, okay, got it, thank you.
So is it saying that if you have not voted in the last 2 general elections, you're gonna get a notice?
Yes.
When you get that notice, they have to call this office, the Douglas County?
They have 30 days to return the notice. It pretty much is a form they need to fill out if they want to stay registered, and they send it back and we'll enter it, and it kind of restarts the clock for them. And we'll process it like a normal voter registration application.
And you're talking about 2,000-ish.
But the state is going to mail out 2,300 of those, the NGEs.
Yep.
And then we're responsible for 2,617 as of this letter of the no contact letters that will be mailing out. So altogether, we're looking at about 5,000.
Okay, so between the 2 of them, so they're sending, and
The major difference between the 2.
Yeah.
Okay. The NGE notices are no activity for 2 general elections. We will send out those confirmation notices. If you get that confirmation notice and you wish to remain on our rolls, you will fill out that confirmation notice and send that back in so that we can update your record. When we update your record, it updates the contact so you remain on the rolls. If we do not get that letter back, then you go on to a 40-day clock period. After that 40 days have expired, those individuals will be moved into a delete status. Delete means that you cannot actively come into a polling location without re-registering before the registration date for that election. Then the second grouping of individuals, the no contact, those are individuals, it's a standard 5-year calendar period. So within these last 5 years, they have not had contact with the office. Those individuals will receive a letter too. If they send that letter back to our office, we'll update them and it'll update the contact date so they'll be fine. If we do not receive that letter back from these individuals, they go onto the inactive list. Inactive means that we have not had contact, but inactive voters are still allowed to vote in the next upcoming election.
okay. Thank you for that. That was exactly my next question. Like, what does inactive mean? And so they can still vote.
They can still vote. The first group of 2,300, those individuals are moved to a delete status. When you're in that delete status, you have to complete a new voter registration application to come back onto the voter rolls.
They're gonna re-register. Okay.
Yes.
And once an inactive voter votes again, you are no longer considered inactive, and that is considered your contact with our office. So that takes you out of that, you haven't contacted us.
Makes sense. Okay.
Okay, any more questions? Okay, so hearing none, thank you all for those updates. Are there any board member concerns at this time? Hearing none, our next regular board meeting is Thursday, August 10th at 5:00 p.m. We hope you would join us. If there's no more business, we stand adjourned at